Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this live session on Saturday. And today we are going to go a little deeper into the concepts of regression, and we'll do the practical Minitab exercises as well. Okay, super. चलो, so शुरुआत करते हैं. I think this will be the next extension of whatever we have seen on Monday. If you remember, we have covered the basic correlation and regression on Monday. So this will be the next part of it, which is the advanced regression, as well as multiple regression, curvilinear, cubic, quadratic, all those models we are going to discuss today. Okay, super. Chalo, so आगे बढ़ते हैं. So coming back to the basics, always whenever we are starting the topic, always start with the basics. Okay, because as a trainer, remember this. As a trainer, you need to make sure that the person who is the newest person in the room. For example, now let me ask you this question. How many of you attended the Monday session live? I think it was what was that? Yeah, 1st of September. 1st of September. How many of you attended the Monday live session, which was on regression, correlation and regression? Just give me in the chat box. Monday wala live session. 7:30 wala, yeah. Okay. Good. So I believe the basic fundamentals are clear with a lot of people. Of course, a lot of people did not attend that session, and a lot of people are yet to join the live session today. Super. Chalo, so शुरुआत करते हैं. So this topic which we are discussing, we talk about analyze phase. Okay. Regression, we use it in the analyze phase. So what I'll do, I'll just touch the basics today first, and then I will go for the advanced one. Okay. So in analyze phase, what we do is we do fishbone. This is just a repeat. Okay. I have done this in our hackathon, the Green Belt hackathon, which just concluded yesterday. Okay. So I'm just doing this. So fishbone is the first one, then the root cause analysis. All right. So fishbone gives us primary causes. Root cause analysis gives us root causes. And then we go for the validation of the root causes. Now, validation is done through hypothesis testing. See why I'm repeating these things again and again, so that it should go in the subconscious mind of yours. So these are the steps, even in the projects also you have to follow. All right. Sometimes it seems like again and again repetition. See, even while you are, let's say, swimming, or while you are driving, you are doing the same thing again and again, so that, as you become expert of that, subconsciously, now while driving, now you don't know which gear you are in. Okay, it subconsciously happens. Second gear, third gear, fourth gear, again you come back, right? So that subconscious behavior, that habitual pattern, I want you guys to develop. Okay. So fishbone, RCA, hypothesis testing, and then it comes to regression, right? Regression and design of experimentation. All these are the design of experimentation, etc. All these are types of validation. What is validation? Yes, exactly. So the practice repetition of the same topics again and again will make it firm that, okay, this is the, like when we practice music, sa re ga ma pa dha ni. So all this, the teacher will do it again and again, even after 5 years also. Why? Because those swaras, those swarasthanas should be very clear in our mind. That's the main objective. Okay, chalo. So today's topic is about regression. So today's topic is about advanced regression I'm talking about. So today what we'll do is, I will cover the basic regression and advanced regression both together. Okay. So validation meaning once we get the root causes, those root causes have to be validated with the help of data. Okay, with the help of data. Now, that validation is done with hypothesis testing, regression, etc. When do we go for regression? When we have X and Y. X meaning Y is equal to function of X. Everybody remembers this equation? Whenever I say X, that is, I'm referring to an input variable. Okay, X represents the input variable and Y represents the output variable. Remember this. It's a universal. Okay. So input variable, which is basically impacting our output variable. Correct? So output is a dependent variable. Fantastic. Very good. So Y is dependent on the input variables. Okay. So in the analyze phase, we've identified those Y's, those X's, okay, those input variables, which are critical ones, which are impacting our Y. And once we identify them, we need to validate them with the help of data. Okay. Once we validate them with the help of data, then only we can go for the solutions or optimization or improvement of it. Okay. That is what we are going to basically learn. So in the regression, when do we go for regression? Whenever we have X and Y both in measurable aspects. For example, measurable meaning yesterday or on Monday wala session, I gave example of test of T. Okay. Now the test of T is, have you taken down this or have you taken the screenshot of this so that I can remove this and put something else? Just give me yes in the chat box if you are making some notes along with me. So I give example of test of T, which is depending on sugar, milk, water, etc., etc. Okay. So coming back to the same thing. So test is, so if I want to draw a regression between the test as well as sugar. Okay. So it might look like this. If I put test meaning the rating of the test, okay, on the scale of 1 to 10. If I collect some data of the rating and sugar quantity, and that will be X. Okay. So for example, if I put no sugar, so the test will be very low or as good as zero test. Okay. Then I start putting a little sugar, then my test might become a little better. The moment I keep on adding, the sugar, I will get a similar kind of pattern. Okay, up to certain extent, maybe up to 2 tablespoons, etc. I will get a good pattern like this. And this is called a positive correlation. What is positive correlation? When my X is increasing, when my sugar quantity is increasing, my test is also increasing. That is called a positive correlation. Okay, let me give you another example of water. Let's say water. What will happen if water is my X and test is my Y? Okay. What will happen if I put excessive amount of water? Okay. And I keep on adding excessive amount of water. What will happen? So it will give us, if I keep on adding more and more water, the test of the T will get diluted, right? And this kind of a pattern might emerge. It is called a negative correlation. Another example I gave on Monday, which was the same positive and negative correlation. Your time spent on social media. On positive correlation, let's say this one, the first one, the time spent on studying, that's the X, and the score is on the Y. The score in that subject, okay, is the Y. So more the time you study, more the score you will get. That's a positive correlation. What is negative correlation example? More time you spend on the social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and the other social media networking. So more time you spend on social media, less marks you will score, because then you will not study with the focus. So it's a negative correlation. X is increasing, Y is decreasing. Okay. There is another relationship which is called no correlationship. No relationship. Okay. Where, let's say example, environmental temperature. environmental temperature or surrounding temperature, and a test of water. Test of the tea, right? So if I collect the data of the temperature and the test of the tea, so I will get a pattern like this. So I may not find a relationship with environmental temperature and this one. Okay. Yeah, what is specific difference between scatter plot and regression? So this, whatever I have plotted, these are called scatter plots, right? Because the, the dots are scattered, and from that scatter, there is some kind of pattern getting emerged. So for no correlation, it will be like a flat line. That's what it's called a scatter plot. And so the line which I just drew, that line is called as line of best fit, and the data is what scattered around that line of best fit. Okay, that's why this plot is called as scatter plot. What is the difference of regression? That we will right now find out. Okay, till now everybody with me, just give me a in the chat box. So this is called as actually correlation, identifying the relationship between x and y with the graph. It's called correlation. F stands for function that is representing a process, or it shows the dependency. So y is equal to function of x. That means y is depending on x. The test is depending on. Then in the x column or in the x spaces, you will have y is depending on test. Test is depending on sugar, the milk, the water, the skill level, the temperature, whatever. So all these are the x's, right? So it represents the function, which is the process or dependence. Okay. Now let me share with you a file. मेरे टाइप का फाइल शेयर करता हूं. Okay. The same file which we shared on Monday. So the same file मैं वही फाइल शेयर करता हूं. So हम लोग पहले कोरिलेशन देखेंगे और रिग्रेशन भी देखेंगे. ठीक है. First we'll cover that, then I will jump to the advanced one, because most of you haven't attended the basic wala session. I would highly recommend you guys to check the recording in the masterclass archive for the latest session, which happened on 1st of September. Okay. हाँ जी, ओपन करिए ये फाइल को. Once you open this file, please let me know. Opened, very good. Now that file is showing basically, yeah, that file is showing there are two columns. Okay. So there is a profit and there is a learning and development. Let me also open that file, because my file is getting open. So one is annualized profit, and the second one is, you can see here. So one is annualized profit and one is expenses on L&D. And they have taken 6 years data. There is one company, a small company, and expenses on L&D is basically in the lakhs of rupees, and annualized profit is in crores. Okay, for example, year 1, they spent 35 lakhs on L&D. L&D is what? Learning and development. So people trainings, people skill development, etc. Okay. So they spent 35 lakh rupees. On that year, they got 4 crore rupees ka profit. Okay. Second year, year 2, they spent 20 lakh rupees and they got 2 crore rupees ka profit. Third year, they spent 38 lakh rupees, they got 4 crore rupees of profit, and so on and so forth. So they have collected 6-year data. They want to see, is there any relationship between the learning and development expenses we are doing and its impact on the profit. So now tell me, what is Y here? Type in a chat box. Think about it and type in a chat box. What is Y? So once you decide the Y, the other one becomes the X. Everybody type in the chat box. You should be very clear about this. What is Y? Y is the output. Y is the output, X is the input, right? Y is a function of X. So what is Y? Very good. So Y is the annualized profit. Understand this. And not the L&D expenses. Clear hai? Yeah, very good, very good. So L&D expense इतना किया तो profit पे क्या impact है? So L&D expense is the X and Y is the, जैसे कि sugar quantity is the X and test is the Y, correct? Water quantity is X, test is the Y. Similarly, L&D expense is X and profit is Y. Very good. So now we will do first we'll do a quick correlation. How do we do that? Go to graph and just click on scatter plot. The first option, very first option is scatter plot. Just click on that. Graph scatter plot. And click on simple, which is already by default. Just click on OK. Now in the Y, just select, double click on profit. In X, select L&D expenses. That's it. And click on OK. So this kind of a pattern you would have seen. Now observe very closely. Is it showing a positive, negative, or no correlation? Think about it. Just observe for maybe 5 seconds. And if any pattern you are observing, a positive pattern, a negative pattern, or no correlation pattern, because I have already drawn these 3 patterns in front of. Or yeah, is it positive? Everybody's observing positive. Very good. So this pattern establishment is done through this scatter plot. Okay, and this is called as correlation. Yeah, I will repeat again. Go to graph. You open the file, Satish ji. Once you open the file, just go to graph and scatter plot. The very first option is scatter plot. Okay. Simple by default is selected. So we will keep it as it is. Just click on OK. In the Y variable, we have to just select, double click on annualized profit because annualized profit is our output Y. And in X variable, select the expenses in L&D and just click on OK. That's it. And you will get this pattern getting emerged. So on the X-axis, it is annualized, so expenses in L&D. On Y-axis, it is annualized profit. Got it? Now, because it is showing a positive trend, when my X is increasing, my Y is also increasing. Okay, so that trend it is showing, and this is called a correlation. What is correlation? Establishing relationship between 2 variables. It is called correlation. That's it. Clear everybody with me till now? Just type yes in the chat box. Yes, everybody with me? Very good. Now, let's move one step further to regression. Now to do the regression, for the same data, we will do the regression. Now, first we will do regression and then I will explain you what is the difference between correlation and regression. Okay. Go to stat, regression, fitted line plot. Now to do the regression, this is what we need to do. Stat, regression, fitted line plot. Just click on that. Yes, you got the R square value as well. Huh? Very nice. Super. Stat, regression, fitted line plot. Click on that. Now, in the response Y, again the same thing, profit को select करो, predictor में expense को select करो and click on OK. That's it. Don't do anything else. Y में annualized profit, X में L&D expenses and just click on OK. And now, in the same line, yes, exactly. Now, the same graph, understand this, huh? I will just minimize it so that you guys can easily understand this, both the graphs, okay? Sorry for that. So if I put both these graphs just one beside each other, see both graphs are same, drawn with the same data. Only thing is that there are three additional information we are getting. What is that additional information? Just try to understand is this. The first information is we are getting a line of best fit. Okay. This is called as line of best fit. All right. Then there is a R square value. What is R square? R square value, it's called as coefficient of determination. थोड़ा सा heavy हो जाएगा, लेकिन don't worry, this shows the relationship strength between X and Y. Okay. If this R square 76%, if this is between 0 to 33, it is a low strength of the relationship. So what is strength of the relationship? Let's try to understand this. We have various category friends, right? We have very close friends where we have very close bond with them. We share very personal things with them as well. We don't hesitate to share, right? And we have few friends who are kind of moderately close with us, that we have the affection, but we are not very that close, or because of our busy schedule we cannot meet regularly, etc. So those are, let's say, if the R square value is between 33 to 66%, those are moderate strength of relationship. And above 66% R square values, then we can see a strong correlation between X and Y. The moment R square value is greater than 66%, it shows a very healthy, strong relationship. So it's a proof, it's a validation that this is a critical X for our Y. Are you clear? So in this case, the R square value is 76.8. It shows it is a critical factor for our, that means the L&D expenses is a very important factor impacting our profit. It is one of the conclusion over here. Clear hai everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Yahan tak clear hai? Super clear. Now, let me just quickly, let me expand this one so that we'll go a little. So what is the difference between correlation and regression? This is the most important difference. Along with that, we get a equation. This is the equation. This is called as regression equation. Regression or prediction equation. What is that? Prediction equation. And this equation is called as y is equal to, not function f of x, function of x, y is equal to a plus bx. In this, again, y is output, x is input. We all know that. A is intercept. First, write this down. I'll explain you. I'm just covering the same basics again, but that will be useful for you. And the B is called a slope. First, just write this down, the equation and the factors. Now, Y is output, X is input, everybody understand. Let's talk about intercept. What is intercept? Just try to understand this. This is called the line of best fit, the red line. If I extend this line here, okay, just on the bottom side, at this point, it will intersect the y-axis. The point at which the line of best fit intersects the y-axis, that is called as intercept. So here you can see y is equal to, so this is y, annualized profit is my y. This is my A plus this is my B and this is my X, which is expenses in L&D. Okay. So A, if you see minus 1.817, this is called intercept. If it will intercept X, no, wherever it will intersect Y, even if it goes below 0 also, the software will calculate it. Okay. Let's say, for example, if the line is like this, okay. Let's say line, if the line is like this, so if it is intersecting x is, this is not intercept. When it goes below that, at whatever point it intersects y only, that is the point of intercept. Clear? Now just try to understand the slope. What is the slope? Slope is, let's understand this. Expenses in L&D. If you remember, I mentioned that it is in lakhs of rupees. And profit, and the profit is in crores of rupees. Understand this. Expenses किस में है? Lakhs में है. Profit किस में? Crores में है. So, 1 unit of X is equal to 1 lakh rupees. Are you understanding? And 1 unit of Y is equal to 1 crore rupees. Are you clear with this? Just give me a in the chat box. Unit of measurement of X is lakhs of rupees, right? So 1 unit is equal to 1 lakh rupees for X, and 1 unit for Y is 1 crore rupees. Okay. So what is slope? Try to understand this. What is the impact on Y? Just listen to me very carefully. What is the impact on Y, which is output, if I change the X by 1 unit? What is the impact on my output if I change my X by 1 unit? That is called a slope. So our current slope is 0.1883. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means if I spend 1 lakh rupees in my L&D expenses, I get 0.1883 crore rupee profit. Are you understanding? Yes, exactly, Amitji. You are absolutely right. So 1 lakh increase in the spend will have plus 0.18. That plus sign is very, very important because it's a positive relationship. It is showing that plus sign. Are you understanding this? So when my X is increasing, my Y is also increasing by 0.1883 times. How many of you got it? Just type yes in the chat box. So अगर मैं 1 लाख रुपए एक्सपेंसेस बढ़ाता हूं, मेरा 0.18 CR प्रॉफिट बढ़ जाता है. Are you clear with this? This is called a slope. And this is called prediction equation. Okay. Now with this prediction equation, all right, can you calculate? Okay, have you taken this notes or a screenshot if you wish? Now let's find out this. Intercept is, Ravindraji, intercept is if I extend the line of best fit, now this red line, right? If I extend it below, at some point, see it stops this at this point, right? It is stopping at this point, correct? If I extend it further, at this point, it will intersect the y-axis. And that point where it is intersecting, it's called intercept. A. Clear? Yeah, prediction and regression equation are same thing. Yes, absolutely right. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's predict. What if I spend 30 lakh rupees in my L&D expenses? What will be my profit? Can you just pull out your calcies and give me the answer for this? If we spend 30 lakh rupees in the L&D expenses in 1 year, what will be my profit with this equation? So Y, which is the output, is what this is, minus 1.817 plus 0.1883, which is our slope, into 30, because 30 lakhs is my X, right? Can you just do this calculation quickly and give me the answer? Of course, we did not to do it manually. We have the software, but let's एक बार manually करके देखिए. It will give you the clarity. 3.832 something, right? Yeah, 3.83. So that means if we spend 30 lakh rupees, now understand this. If I draw a vertical line like this, and then a horizontal line like this, okay, it will be just below 4 CR, which is very close to 3.832. Are you clear? Just type yes in the chat box. So this is how we can predict the value of any value in between this range, and we can predict the value of x on the basis of the y, or value of y with the basis of x. And this is called regression. So correlation is establishing a relationship between x and y. Regression is predicting the value of one variable with the help of different variable, and that is called a regression. Clear? Just type yes in the chat box. Exactly. That is what this is called, predictive statistics. This is called inferential statistics. And this is called analytics. So regression is a part of analytics. Okay. Yesterday I asked this question: what is the difference between analysis and analytics? So correlation is analysis. You're establishing relationship between x and y. And regression is analytics. Now you can predict the behavior, right? If input variables are more than one, then how to proceed? Very good question. There is another way. So you can do one by one, or there is something called a matrix plot. That is also there, which I'm going to cover today. Okay. If you don't spend any amount on L&D, then profit will be minus 0. Now understand it. This is very good question. Huh? Now Amit ji is asking, what if we spend 0 rupees in L&D expenses? Yeah, let's answer this question. What will be the profit if we spend 0 on L&D expenses? Answer this question. Minus 1.817. Okay, yes. So mathematically, according to the formula, it is absolutely right. Okay. So we are going with the losses. Okay. Ideally, we say hoga, right? Correct? Now try to understand this. There is a limitation. What is the limitation for this? What is the highest value we have? So we have the data from 20 lakh rupees investment up to maybe 45 lakh rupees investment. Okay, I'm just giving you the range. Now this equation, y is equal to a plus bx. This equation can be valid between the range of the data set. Okay. So this equation may not be valid less than 20 lakh rupees and greater than 45 lakh rupees, because that is called as extrapolation. Sorry. Extrapolation. What is extrapolation? If I want to predict what will happen if I spend 70 lakh rupees in my L&D, what will happen if I put 1 crore rupees in my L&D? This equation may not be valid for that, because the data is only limited up to 42 or 45 lakh rupees, whatever it is. Clear? Similarly, on the lower side, we have only 20 lakh rupees ka limit. Below that, maybe 15 lakh, 10 lakh rupees, this equation will not be valid. See, mathematically, we can calculate. Mathematically, you are right, minus 1.817 mathematically, but this equation is not valid after 20 lakh rupees. Are you clear? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear hai ye? Everybody with me? So this is called extrapolation, which is predicting beyond the capacity of the the equation is called extrapolation, which generally should be avoided. Unless and until you are the master of the subject, you are the master of the business, etc., then you can predict. Otherwise, you should be avoiding. Okay. Now coming back to R square adjusted, there is another value called R square. What is this S? Let's try to understand this. This S is standard deviation of these data points. Okay. From this line of best fit, there is a distance now of each and every data point. So uska standard deviation calculate kiya gaya, which is 1.00355. Okay. S is the standard deviation. R square we have understood, which is strength of the relationship. What is R square adjusted? R square ADJ meaning adjusted R square. Now understand this. In this equation, there are multiple models which comes into picture. What is multiple models? Just uh, what you can say, just to explain you this concept. बेसिकली आर स्क्वायर एडजस्टमेंट हम लोग यूज करते हैं डिजाइन ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन में. ओके, इन सिंपल लीनियर रिग्रेशन में इसका कुछ यूज नहीं है ज्यादा, लेकिन डीओई में है. मैं सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूं. लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर मेकिंग अ कप ऑफ टी. जस्ट सिंपल एग्जांपल. Now, you have added the basic ingredients like sugar, milk, water, tea powder, वो सब डाल दिया. Okay. Now what you are adding a little bit of ginger. Now you are checking the test. कितना difference आया. Now you are adding some additional masala. And now you are checking the test. Now what happens? These small. So every x here, small x, x1, x2, x3 is a model. Okay. Now if any model, if you are adding or any x you are adding, but there is not much difference in the test. So those models are called insignificant models or insignificant factors. वो छोटे छोटे फैक्टर सॉफ्टवेयर ड्रॉप कर देता है. Are you understanding? Okay. If you remember, when we draw a Pareto chart may be, see 80-20 principle, you remember, right? 80-20 principle applies everywhere. Here also, you will see, let's say we have got 10 factors which are impacting our Y. Not all the factors will be critical factors, right? So there will be 2-3 factors which will be critical, and there are so many other factors which will be trivial factor. Trivial meaning not so important factors. Okay, जिसका ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट नहीं आता है अपना हमारे हमारे टेस्ट के ऊपर. इन दिस केस टेस्ट ऑफ द टी. ओके, सो दिस factors will be dropped by the software, and then R square value will be calculated again, and that is called R square adjusted value. Okay, हम लोग जब DOE सीखेंगे तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट थोड़ा सा ज्यादा डिटेल में सीखेंगे. Everybody with me? What is correlation? What is regression? Just type yes in the chat box. Everybody with me? Extrapolation is advanced regression, meaning using complex models predict outside training. Yes, exactly. So extrapolation is going beyond the capacity of that equation, and it should be generally avoided. Statistically, it should be avoided. That is what statisticians say. Okay. चलो, so मैं एक और एक फाइल आपको देता हूं. Let's work on this file. Are you getting the depth of the concepts, guys, with these live interactions and sessions with hackathon, live models, etc. Practicing? Yes? कुछ फायदा हो रहा है ना इस लाइव सेशंस का? इतने आप बिजी स्केड्यूल में आप लाइव सेशन अटेंड करते हो, मैं भी देता हूं. सो हाँ, मैं रिग्रेशन का और एक एग्जांपल देता हूं. एंड सुपर. सो इसको एक ओपन करो. Okay, just open this file. All right, you're getting this? Very good, very good. हाँ, ये इसको ओपन करो. से एक बार देता हूं. Once you open this, let me know. Opened, everybody? S is standard deviation of sample and P is no, sigma is the standard deviation of population. Sigma is the standard deviation of population and S is standard deviation of the sample. Okay. Regression analysis तो हाँ, एक मिनट. हाँ, जस्ट एक बार इसको करते हैं. हाँ, you went to the statistics of it, right? So I'll touch upon that. First हम लोग इसको करते हैं और उसका हम लोग statistics clear करेंगे, ठीक है? Have you opened the file, guys? Everybody, just give me the confirmation. So the file is expansion and the temperature. वही है ना file, आपको वही मिला है ना? Expansion and temperature, correct? If you remember, during our school days, हम लोगों ने we used to do a experiment. Okay, the experiment was, there used to be a metal ball and then there was a ring, correct? So initially that ball used to pass through that ring. Then we used to heat that. And then what used to happen, because of the expansion of it, okay, it would not go inside that ring. So what was the conclusion? Because of the temperature, that metal expands, right? Similarly, in this case, what is happening is, let's say there is a plate like this, okay, and that plate, they are just hitting. They are just giving the heat to that plate. Now, because of that, that plate is getting expanded. And this expanded. So how much temperature given and how much is the expansion? Okay. So temperature, what is the temperature given and what is the expansion of the metal that they have calculated? Clear here? So in this case, what is the X? Type in the chat box. What is the X in this case? Very simple example. In your school days also, we used to do this experiment. हमारे physics lab में हम लोग करते थे, right? What is the X here? Temperature is the X and Y is expansion. Everybody's clear with this? Very good. Chalo. So let's do the same thing. We'll go for stat, regression, fitted line plot. Just go with this. Stat, regression, fitted line plot. Put expansion in Y and predictor in temperature. And click on OK. Wow. Everybody got this? Just type yes in the chat box. If you got this graph, just give me yes, confirmation. Yeah. Is it positive relationship? Yes. Very much positive relationship, you can see. Now just try to understand this. Try to understand the graph. Between 0 to 100 degrees centigrade, when we are giving the heat to that metal, there is a huge, what you can say, slope. Can you see the slope of this is like this? Okay. But as the temperature we keep on giving, after 100 degree up to maybe 800, 900 degree, the expansion is very limited. See, up to 100 degree, wo 15 tak expand hua, but after that, it has not even crossed 20. Okay, even if the X has gone up to 800 degrees centigrade. Can you see? So the different behaviors at different temperature that is showing. Okay, so initial 0 to 100 degrees, lot of expansion. But after that, it is a little bit of plateau after that, right? Yes or no? So in the linear correlation, what is the line of best fit? Then R square value. It is showing the strong correlation over here. Again, everything, this is called a regression equation. Y is equal to function of X. Sorry, Y is equal to A plus BX. Expansion is equal to 7.449 plus 0.0216. Okay. So if I extend this line of best fit, it will cross 7.449 and this is called intercept. So this is called intercept A and this is called B. Okay. Which is showing that if I give 1 degree temperature, 1 degree centigrade extra temperature, then it will expand 0.021 unit, whatever is the unit, centimeter, millimeter, whatever is it. Okay. So that is the clear, everybody. Just type yes in the chat box. Yahan tak clear hai? Yeah, it is showing the positive correlation. So it's very logical. Temperature, more expansion. Very simple, logical, and it is getting proven. Okay. Now let's go back again. Go back again to our what you can say, this one, edit last dialog box. Okay, or you can just press Control E. Just press Control E. Control को press करके and click E. You will come back again on the our dialog box. Okay. Now, instead of linear, there are three models you can see: linear, quadratic, and cubic. Now you will select quadratic. Okay, एक बार करके देखते हैं, बाद में मैं आपको explain करता हूं. Let's select quadratic model and click on OK. Wow, the same data set. There is no difference in the data set, but now instead of line of best fit, now it has become a curvature of best fit. Correct? And look at the R square value changes, guys. Earlier, the R square value was around 60s, 67, 68. Now it has gone up to 87.8%. Have you got this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So what we have done, the same thing. Control E karke, instead of linear model, now we are going for the advanced model, which is a quadratic model. I'll explain what is quadratic. Got it, everybody? I'll just wait for your answer. Why there is much of the difference? Because now understand this. I will tell you what is the benefit. What is the benefit? Everything I'll tell you. First, have you got this? Just give me yes in the chat box. मैं explain करता हूँ. पहले ये मिला क्या है, ये मुझे confirmation दे दो. Got it? Now, before I explain you, let's go back again. Go to Control E once again. And now you select cubic. Quadratic के बाजू में cubic. उसको भी select करो and just click OK. Now you get another model. And look at the R square value, which is 96 point, almost 97%. Okay. Now, what is the difference in between these three models? Just write this down. Linear, quadratic, and cubic. Okay. What is the formula? Y is equal to A plus BX. In the linear model, we have understood this. In quadratic, what is the formula? Y is equal to A plus B1x plus B2x square. In the cubic, the formula is Y is equal to A plus B1x plus B2x square plus B3x cube. Why it's called cubic? Because there are cubic terms available, x cube terms available. Why it is quadratic? There are square terms available, x square. Just write this down. This is the difference between the models. As we go deeper, okay, now understand this. The curvature is fitting. In the cubic model, the curvature is fitting to all the curves which are there. And that is the reason our R square value is very close to 97%. That means we can predict the value of Y with the value of X with 97% accuracy. Are you understanding? So linear model is giving us linear का कितना था? 87 था क्या? वो कम था ना? 87 ही नहीं था linear में. Linear में I think it was around 67% था, प्रमोद जी. 67 या 68 कुछ तो ऐसा था. हाँ, 68% था. Then quadratic में 87 आ गया, and then cubic में 90, almost close to 97%. So whatever is fitting the model the best, R square value is indicating that. And in this case, the cubic model, because it is showing the curvature, Okay, the cubic model is fitting the best. That's why we should pick up the best fitting model. So in this case, we will go for cubic model. Okay. So if you see here, if you go for cubic model, you can see here, what is y? Y is our profit, as we all know this. Then, यहाँ पे देखो, expansion is our y. And this is our a, which is minus 0.68 is our a. This is our b1, slope 1. This is our x. There was slope 2. So understand, what is slope 1? Try to understand this. See, slope 1 है ना, ये है. For this kind of a line, this is a slope 1. Then again, for this kind of a line, this is slope 2. Again, for this kind of a line, this is a slope 3. Are you understanding? Okay. So ये अलग-अलग, as it is because it is curvature, it is not a line, straight line. If we have a linear model, we have a straight line, right? So only one slope we have. But because curvature is just turning like this, at every curvature, we have a different slope coming out. So software is calculating these three different slopes, and this model is being created. Clear? So wherever we get the best R square value, that model we have to select. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. Yeah, so whichever R square value is highest, this is the best model for us. This is a very simple thing. Okay, जिसका R square value highest है, वो model हमको select करना है, right? So let me show you all the three graphs, if possible, or at least the two graphs. So this one, and let bring the third one. Okay. So these are the three models. The first one is the linear one. The second one is the quadratic one, and the third one is the cubic one. Okay, because the R square value of the cubic is the highest, so we should select this highest model. Okay, clear? Now, let's go to the statistics of it. If you go to statistics here, we are getting, the same table, same equation. Statistics पे कैसे जाएंगे? Here, if you see, the short form is Control Alt M, Control Alt M, or you can just click on this session folder wala, so sessions folder wala icon. If you click on that, you will get to this. So यहाँ पे क्या है? You have this entire equation which is already there over there. Okay, standard deviation क्या है? R square क्या है? R square adjusted क्या है? And then you have this ANOVA table. Okay, ANOVA table. Now, what is this ANOVA table? ANOVA is analysis of variance. So I have a separate video on this analysis of variance and how do you read this? Okay, what is this DF, degree of freedom, SS, which is sum of square, MS meaning the mean of square, and F ratio, which is the ratio of sum of square and mean of square, and the P value. From the F value, this value, we go for the F distribution table, and there we check the P value. So P value, whenever the P value, listen to me very carefully. ये हम लोग design of experiments में ज़्यादा अच्छा से cover करते हैं. Whenever the P value is less than 0.05, understand this? The value, okay, the factor, the X is critical. In this case, the p-value is 0.000. That means it is much lesser than 0.05. That's why this is a very critical value. So the temperature is very critical as far as expansion is concerned. Clear? Yes. If it is less than 0.05, the X is very critical. If it is greater than 0.05, if you remember R square adjusted value, so जिसका भी P value ज़्यादा होता है, 0.05 ज़्यादा, so software drops those models. सॉफ्टवेयर वो मॉडल से निकाल देता है उसको, because you are not critical enough. It is just like if you are in a cricket team but you are not performing, your contribution is insignificant, you will be removed from the team. It's very simple, like that. Okay, so software will remove that and it will again assess the R square value, and that is called R square adjusted value. Clear hai? So quadratic and cubic, these equations are also called as polynomial equations. Polynomial. Poly meaning multiple. Okay, because there are linear terms, there are cubic terms, square terms, that is called as polynomial equations. Okay. X is critical, meaning X has a very high impact. Critical meaning high impact X on the Y. Clear? Just like, for example, in the cricket team, all players are not high impact players. Okay, all players are not Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharmas, right? So there are high impact players, there are medium impact players, there are low impact players. There are players like, there are very new players. They may not have the huge impact on the result. Okay, but so the critical players, and similarly here also there are critical factors and non-critical factors. Okay. Yes, clear everybody. So this is called as the advanced regression. यहाँ तक क्लियर है? So before we close, let me just talk about quickly a matrix plot. Okay, एक बार मैं matrix plot आपको बताता हूँ, and I have a small announcement to make as well. Okay, तो just एक बार matrix plot एक बार देख लेते हैं, which is also part of our advanced regression. Okay, because we spent a little bit of time in the basic one, right? I wanted to directly jump to the advanced regression, but because a lot of people did not attend the Monday session, so I had to just cover that basic one and then I jumped into the advanced one. Okay, now just can you just open this file called matrix plot, please? Matrix plot का file open करिए. Now this we use it in the black belt level. Okay, मैं भी open करता हूँ, आप भी करिए. Now, meanwhile, as you are opening this file, okay, let's try to understand the scenario here. All right. Now, there is a y called defect fraction, meaning defect percentage. Okay. And there is x1, which is the tool age, x2 is the temperature, x3 is the speed of the machine, x4 is the experience of the people. All right. So there is, the question is, how do we do multiple x's and one y? Okay, because in the real life scenario, we don't have the, only one x and only one y, right? So we have multiple x's and one y. So here what we can do is, we can do a matrix plot. What is matrix plot? Go to graph, and below the scatter plot, there is something called matrix plot. Okay, can you just open that? Matrix plot को open करो. Graph में second option is matrix plot. And simple को ही रहने दो, just click on OK. Here, what you need to do is, in the graph variable, just try to understand this. How do you select it? How do you select it? You need to select x1, then x2, then x3, then x4, and then y. In this sequence, you have to select this. Clear, everybody? While selecting the graph variable, आपको ये sequence ध्यान में रखना है. First x1, x2, x3, x4, and then you have to select this. Okay, so what is x1? Tool aging. Then what is x2? Temperature, then the speed, and then the experience. And finally, you have to select the defect fraction. Everybody with me? Don't click on OK yet. We have a small setting here to be done. So tool aging, temperatures, speed, experience, we have put. Defect fraction is the defect percentage. For example, when it is 0.041, that means if you multiply this by 100, okay, see 4.1% meaning what? Out of 100, 4.1 are rejected, right? So if you divide 4.1 by 100, you will get 0.041. Okay, so it means 4.1% rejection. Okay, below that it is 4.25% rejection. It is the rejection percentage only. Okay. Now you go to matrix option. And here, matrix display में आपको एक change करना है. Instead of full display, you have to go for lower left. Just do this. Instead of full display, just go for lower left. and click on OK. And now you click on OK. You might have got this kind of a graph. Got a graph, everybody? ओके मैं फिर से एक बार दोहराता हूं. गो टू ग्राफ, मैट्रिक्स प्लॉट, सिंपल पे क्लिक करना है. फर्स्ट यू सिलेक्ट x1, x2, x3, x4 and then the y, and then go to matrix option, select lower left, click on OK, and then you will get this graph. Now just try to understand this graph, which is very good, very good, super, super amazing. So everybody's got this right now. So we have to select, we have to look at, because we have selected the y at the bottom. तो हमको ये देखना है, this is the graph number 1, this is graph number 2, this is graph number 3, and this is graph number 4. Okay, so first graph is between the tool age and the defect fraction. Second graph is between the temperature. So this is my x1, this is my x2. Okay, so this is between temperature. This second graph is between temperature and defect fraction. The third graph is between speed and the defect fraction, and the fourth graph is between experience and the defect fraction. Okay, now look at this. Tell me the first graph, tool age and the defect fraction. Is it a positive relationship, negative, or no relationship? Type in the chat box. Positive. Very good. What about the second and the third? Second and the third also is showing very positive relationship, right? Right? Now understand this. इसका R square देखेंगे ना? So इसका R square will be around 60% or 65%. But if you see the R square value here, will be around 95%. Here also it will be around 95% or maybe 96%, like that. I'm just giving you example so that you can understand. If the spread of the data is high around the line of best fit, the R square will be less. If the spread is very less, it is very close to that, okay, then the R square value will be very strong. Now coming back to the fourth one. Fourth one क्या है? Positive है, negative है, क्या है? Is it positive or is it negative? See, it's very simple now. See, positive, negative is very simple. If it is going like this, it is a positive relationship, right? If it is going like this, it is a negative relationship. What does it mean? Your x is increasing and y is decreasing. If it is like this, all over the place, it is a no relationship. Now, in the x4 experience, it is showing kind of a no relationship. Now, lot of us believe that, right? More the experience, less the defect. Yes, everybody remember, everybody believe this. More the experience of the people, less should be the defect. Correct. But the data is not supporting your hypothesis. Data showing though there is no relationship between experience and defect. Are you understanding? So this is called a multiple regression model or matrix plot model. Clear? Clear, everybody? This one I just wanted to quickly touch upon. Yes, everybody got a clear idea about. Very good. Okay. Now I just have a small announcement. हाँ, स्टैटिस्टिक्स में बताता हूँ, एक मिनट. इसका स्टैटिस्टिक्स जस्ट मैं अनाउंसमेंट करता हूँ, उसके बाद में मैं ये करता हूँ, राइट? ऑलराइट. द अनाउंसमेंट इज दिस. द अनाउंसमेंट इज दिस. On the Teachers' Day special, yesterday was the Teachers' Day, so we had a special announcement given to the people, and the announcement was this, that all the people present right now, if you want to upgrade yourself for the Master Black Belt, okay, up to tomorrow end of the day, which is 12 midnight, we have a special offer, and you can check out that offer. All right, I think this is going a little. You can just check out that offer in your एक सेकंड ना, मैं कुछ चेंजेस कर रहा हूँ. Okay, in your this one. Super. All right. So here is the offer which is given on your. Correct. So the offer is, let me explain you this. Okay. So before tomorrow, end of the day, you can upgrade yourself for Master Black Belt only at 9999 without GST. All right. So the GST of 1800 rupees has been absorbed. All right. And we are going to revise the prices of Master Black Belt. So you can grab this opportunity. And by the way, you will get the lifetime membership of SNG as well with this offer. Okay. So the link is already given in that. You would have received an email as well. I would ask my team to send the email again to you. All right. And in the community tab also, you will get this offer. The link is already given in that. In that link, there is an EMI option available as usual. Okay. So GST zero kar diya gaya hai for the Teachers Day special. You get the lifetime membership with this lesser amount. Okay. So I would request most of you to grab this opportunity with both hands because we are not going to keep this offer, this 999, and by the way, okay, for a very long time. Okay. So GST hata diya hai before tomorrow, end of the day. Okay, midnight. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. And since yesterday, a lot of people have already registered for this. Okay. हाँ, जिन्होंने already upgrade किया है उनका तो सवाल ही नहीं है. But if the people you have not yet registered, उनके लिए ये opportunity बहुत बढ़िया है. If you really want to grab it, just grab this with both the hands. It's a special Teachers Day gift from the team to you guys. Okay. Lifetime membership meaning what? Lifetime membership meaning you can access the courses, access the resources, everything for lifetime. Lifetime matlab, till the time SNG is there, till the time we all are there. Okay. That's it. All right. So, okay. So I just wanted to show something else. Now you also can make the payment right now and upgrade yourself. The link is already given. So how do you, the question is how I can take the equation from this. Okay. Equation kya hai? How do we get the equation out of this? So go to stat regression. Here, there is a, see, if you already have this join, no, Master Black Belt ke liye, this is the offer for the Master Black Belt, not the Green Belt and Black Belt. This is a special offer for Master Black Belt, which is actually the original price of Master Black Belt is 30,000 rupees. Okay. So which has been brought down to 9999 पर GST है. But on Teachers Day, हम लोगों ने GST भी absorb कर लिया है. So you just have to pay 9999. That's it. GST भी पे करने की जरूरत नहीं है. We will pay GST. हमें GST पे करनी पड़ेगी, but we will pay on behalf of you. You don't have to pay the GST. That's the main offer. Okay. So आपको around 1800-2000 रुपए का फायदा हो रहा है उसमें. Clear? So grab this opportunity if you have not yet upgraded to. If you have already upgraded, then no, not to worry about it. Okay. ये special offer है 2-3 दिन के लिए दिया हुआ है. Just team thinks हम लोगों ने कुछ Teachers Day का special देना चाहिए. And that's the objective. Okay. Now coming back to how do you find out the equation over here? Go to stat regression. In this, there is a regression option available and fit regression model. Okay. यहाँ पे आपको, if you want the regression model, यहाँ पे आपको मिल जाएगा. Fit regression model. Now, in the response, you have to select the defect fraction. In the predictors, you have to select temperature, tool, speed, and experience, and click on OK. So here you are observing this complete regression model. Okay, this is the equation you will get from here. Got it, everybody? आपको क्या करना है? Go to stat regression. In the regression, the second option is regression and click on fit regression model. If you click on fit regression model, response is your Y, which select your defect fraction. Predictors में all X's has to be selected, tool, age, temperature, speed, etc. And then click on OK. You will get this regression equation over here. So in the matrix plot, you will get the graphs, and over here you will get a complete regression model and a statistics. Clear, everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. Super. All right. So let's stop the session here today. Okay. And as we know, the referral bonus scheme is also already there. Tomorrow we have a live session on our on our yellow belt. All right. So you can send your referrals to tomorrow's session. You can get the link. We will send the link in the community tab. So you can just forward that link to your people and let them join in. Okay. If they upgrade to the green belt, black belt, you will get a 4,000 rupees referral bonus. Okay. Defect have the query before we have to select the defect last. Okay, because see, if we select the defect first, एक बार वो भी सिलेक्ट करके देखो ना. Let's do this. Okay, एक बार मैट्रिक्स प्लॉट करके देखते हैं. तो गो फॉर मैट्रिक्स प्लॉट. ओके, एक बार वो भी करके देखते हैं क्या होता है. ठीक है. सो आई सिलेक्ट द सिंपल मैट्रिक्स प्लॉट. ओके, यहाँ पे ये नहीं है, ये अलग है फाइल है. सो यू कैन ऑल्सो ट्राई दिस आउट. मैं अभी शेयर करता हूं स्क्रीन, साथ में करेंगे. आप भी करो साथ में. ओके, लेट्स डू दिस टुगेदर. Or and I would urge these guys, do this experimentation. Okay, go to graph, go to matrix plot, simple matrix plot to select karo. Now just remove all these things. Okay, now let's select the defect fraction first and select all the excess later and click on OK. Now what has happened is, instead of the final, this one, okay, we are getting all the graphs vertically. That's the only difference. Okay, तो ये हो गया डिफेक्ट फ्रैक्शन. ये आ गया मेरा y, ये आ गया मेरा x1, x2, x3 and x4. And now this is my first graph, this is my second graph, this is my third graph, and this is my fourth graph. So instead of horizontally, you have to check the graphs vertically. ये इतना difference हो जाएगा. That's it. If you select the y first. Okay, so generally I suggest you select x1, x2, x3, x4 first and then the y, so that you will get it in the horizontal one. Okay, clear? Super. Okay, chalo, thank you very much for joining in. Keep learning, keep growing. Send a lot of people tomorrow for the live session of for yellow belt, and grab your referral bonuses. Okay, so we'll connect again on Monday with a new topic with the same enthusiasm. Till the time, bye bye, take care, good night.